This is Jesus Christ. What the hell is that?
Listen,
Pipe
this is
bomb.
Let's Interrupt You.
All right.
Yes.
You introduce yourself.
That's Joe. I'm Mike. You already know the deal.
What episode is this? What number is this?
59.
There we go.
Yeah. I'm out. I quit. I did.
Nope. So we had a lot to talk about. Unfortunately, we're going to cut some of it off and just talk straight NBA free agency.
Yes.
We were going to talk about the hockey. We were not going to talk about it today.
We'll talk about that on Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday. You will get that from us on Tuesday. It's been a wild NBA free agency week. A lot of things have happened.
Wild off season so far.
Wild off season. But the one thing that still remains right now is this right here. Where is Kevin Durant going to go? Where's he going to go?
Well, as I said a few minutes ago before we came on air, there's right now an active trade package being talked about centering Russell Westbrook from the Lakers and Kyrie from the Nets.
Right. But how active is it?
Well, since it's a trade package, I'm assuming the Lakers will probably give up the most. Yeah. Seeing Westbrook a few years ago versus Westbrook now.
Yeah.
And also, I saw a post a few minutes ago saying that the Pacers rejected a trade offer centered around Russell Westbrook, Taylor Horton Tucker, and a 2026 first-round pick for Malcolm Brogdon. We'll talk more about Malcolm Brogdon in a little bit, but that really does show how bad Westbrook has fallen.
Oh, yeah, he's fallen off.
A few years ago, he averaged a triple-double, still in the MVP conversation. Now he's just
completely fallen off the map.
But like I said, I keep saying it before, he's still a good, serviceable player. But he's not the superstar, the dominant guy that we used to see.
Exactly.
Especially now since he's playing with LeBron.
Yeah.
And if he's traded to Brooklyn, he'll be second behind KD or Ben Simmons. Heck, he'll probably be behind Ben Simmons.
Right.
And that's sad.
It is kind of sad when you think about it, really. But I'm still active on the idea of Kevin Durant in Boston. I think Kyrie is a complete failure. That's all it was to it. It was a complete failure from the word go.
Okay, look. In terms of KD to Boston, I would like that, but like,
who are you gonna give up for it now?
Who will we give up?
I think at this point, there
were rumors saying that his preferred destinations are the Suns and Heat. The Suns already rejected the offer of Trey and Devin Booker,
and they can't even afford him right now, even with the package they would give up anyway. I think it was like negative.
They really can't afford anything.
Yeah, I think they're like -10.
The best bet is if if they did attempt to sign a trade.
In the same trouble too.
If they attempted to sign a trade with DeAndre Ayton, package Mikal Bridges.
That still wouldn't be enough. And
multiple first-round picks.
And you got Devin Booker's contract now in the mix as well too. So
Devin Booker just signed an extension. He ain't going anywhere.
Exactly. So it's not about the people. I did the either.
What to do a package that say
basically in cap triple too.
Who would they probably trade?
At this point,
Tyler Hero will definitely be involved in that.
Hero's involved in the trade. There's no question about it. It's Hero. I believe it's somebody. I don't know if it's
Hero. Probably Jovic.
Yeah.
A heck of a lot of first-round picks.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know.
It is interesting.
I feel like in reality, no team can really trade for Kevin Durant because I feel like a team will feel like they'll be giving up too much. Now, how old is KD? KD's like 30.
Well, he can still go, though.
He can still go.
His play hasn't fallen off the map just yet. And I look at it like this. For people out there that got a question like, oh, this is too much for you to give up for
Kevin Durant's further free.
If it's the one guy that can win a championship, you got to go all in. Look at what the Rams did with Matthew Stafford. They went
all in. They won the championship.
Right. So, to me, it's the same case here for Boston. Here, Boston needs to think that exact same way. You got to go all in, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to me,
they got Malcolm Brogdon, so
yeah.
Basically, right now they got a steady, good point guard,
and they got Gallinari too.
And Gallinari, who could be a good six man.
Yeah, good role player.
So right now, the starting line for Boston looks like it'll probably be point, Smart as shooting guard. Wait a minute. Guessing Brown at small forward, Tim at power forward, and center.
That's where you
Horford. See, if they re-sign him
here, well, I think Horford's gonna get re-signed no matter what. Here's my opinion on the whole thing. At this point, people are asking like, I was willing to give up Jaylen Brown the other day, but then I thought about it. I thought to myself,
first of all, Jaylen Brown's younger,
that's
way younger.
Right.
So is Tatum.
Right. But here's the
those two could be the center
Jason
face.
Tatum at this point is almost acting like a Kyrie at this point. Just has little episodes of disappearing fits. Like think about it. That game 6.
Honestly, what NBA player doesn't have an episode once in a while? It just shows that they're really passionate about the game.
right.
That they care.
But the Tatum really.
It's not like Tatum's really a distraction for the team because he's not. He comes in and he works his ass off and plays.
No. I'm not saying he doesn't work hard. I'm just saying when it comes to big moments right now, so far he is turned into a turtle and high in the shell. Look at that game in the NBA.
Also, what player hasn't had an episode in a big game with that?
Let's see. Well, LeBron always has an episode every week. That's off the
every week.
Let's see. I can name a bunch of players actually. Kevin Walker, one of them. Derrick Rose, one of them.
Rose, definitely.
Malcolm Brogdon.
Honestly, every single player.
Every single player who's not on the point. And the problem is, I think.
Yeah.
Kyrie can't.
But the difference is, Kyrie is just out there.
Yeah.
Tatum isn't really out there. He just.
He was out there for that game 6.
No, in terms of like his personality and everything, he isn't like controversial.
I'm just talking about like in-game per se kind of situation though. I'm not talking about like personality or wokeness or anything like that. The sorts. As far as play goes,
that's what I meant.
This point, because Jaylen Brown has stepped up, I think in a big way. I'm sorry, I think he's been a lot better in NBA finals. And you can make the argument right now, even though some of the stuff is lost in the NBA finals.
That Brown was definitely the best player there.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown could have won the NBA. Hands down. Yeah, probably should have. Probably should have.
I mean, heck, they made it to the finals with that team. They had Brogdon.
I think it's
and if it's the Warriors coming back, Celtics in 7.
Here's the way I see it. I get the trade package right now that really involves with getting Durant down this point, Tatum. And I know it's painful for a lot of people, and it's even painful for me because
I don't see that. I really don't see that.
I can see it happening because I think Brad Stevens got more of a softer spot in my opinion for Jaylen Brown than he does for Tristan. Quick growth.
Honestly, I don't see any of them games.
The president has more of a soft spot for both those players. I can see a trade package though right now because I can see Dame Lillard involved in the trade too. I can't. I don't know what it is.
I can see a Dame Lillard for KD swap.
Because here's the thing. In my opinion, I can see KD and Lillard joining up forces in Boston. You take Marcus Smart.
They're not trade Boston. We just got Brogdon, so what would the point be of getting
Lillard?
Brogdon's
not a point guard.
Yeah, he is.
Brogdon's a shooting guard. He's not.
Well, he played guard.
In this case, yeah, because they had no point guard in Indiana. Indiana sucked, and they had nobody else. Brogdon was the only.
And he actually played very well at point guard.
That's what I'm saying.
Averaged 20 last year.
I'm saying Brogdon was the only player they had last year. And besides that fact, anyway, here's my opinion. You can't have a guy that plays both. I'm sorry. You already have that now in Marcus Smart anyway. You don't. You actually do.
No, Marcus is like a shooting guard.
Yeah, but he does a little bit of point guard too. He does both. And the difference is that Marcus Smart plays better defense as a shooting guard than he does as a point guard. Because the faster guys go right past it quickly.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, here's my trade proposal here. You send Tatum to Portland because I don't think he's going to go to Brooklyn. I just don't think he is. I think at this point you build a team with Gary Payton II because at this point I don't think Lillard even wants to stay in Portland. I got to be honest, unless Kevin Durant comes with him. But if Durant wants to come in Boston,
speaking of Brooklyn, I actually saw a video like I said before. This YouTube I watched called Stunner Grove. He did a video on the Nets, like how the team has crumbled since KD and Kyrie came.
Yeah,
and honestly, another good video by him.
Was this on his podcast that he did with the?
No, it's a video I saw earlier while I was at the gym. Stunner Grove to Nets. He said like basically the mistake was getting KD and Kyrie to come to the Nets. Remember before they had D'Lo.
Right, but
and that team was good.
Here's my opinion.
The
mistake was getting James Harden to play with him. That's the difference.
No, it wasn't.
You got a guy who.
It wasn't even that.
Oh, I think it was.
Before that, before Harden came, before signing KD.
Well, here's the thing.
D'Lo was the face of that team.
Okay. We can make the argument about D'Lo, Russell. In reality, he's a great player. He is.
Yeah.
The face of Brooklyn, I think it's a little far-fetched.
At the time, he was because
at the time,
Brooklyn didn't have anyone else.
Nobody else, right? But
and he was a young guy who they could have built the team around. But no, they wanted KD and Kyrie.
Well, they wanted to win now because they they wanted to see the Lakers and the Nets go out in the finals. That's the only reason why they built this whole thing out.
Yeah, everyone thought it would be Lakers Nets finals, but look what happened. It was a complete failure.
Here's my opinion. They could have kept D'Lo. They could have just taken KD and left Kyrie out in the dust. That's it. They didn't really get Kyrie on this team. If they really trusted.
Yeah, but I guess it was a thing like,
really wanted, and I don't what with Durant.
No, I mean like they just wanted KD at first.
Right.
Kyrie wasn't even involved until like. Well, there was that time when they were talking to us like, "Yo, max spots. It's time. We can play together."
Yeah, I think KD dragged him along with it. I think KD was forced into it. I feel like, in my opinion, and I feel like because he's not really.
The fact that it says like, "Hey, they still want to be teammates," but not in Brooklyn. What other place can they be teammates in?
Well, here's the thing that really gets me.
You mentioned packaging both Kyrie and KD in a trade. No team is going to have enough assets to give up to get both of them.
Assets now
no team in the league.
KD. But I think Boston's got an easier cap room space to give up these people because in this case,
in terms of trade assets, probably Boston.
Yeah.
But in terms to have both, what team?
Yeah, but I'm not saying Kyrie from the Boston. Kyrie is not coming back to Boston.
Yeah.
The day that happens,
the fact that says that KD still wants to play with Kyrie,
the day that
that's not going to happen in
Boston.
Boston.
To China. That's the day that happens. And that's never going to happen. I will never live in China.
Really, the Celtics really don't need moves this offseason. They're set.
I think the KD move helps. I think it does. I think you get look, Brown and Tatum. It was nice in the beginning and stuff like that, but I think the reality of it is right now is that when Tatum is number one, it's a lot of pressure on it. Brown can be the number one. Tatum will be the number two. The problem is he can't accept that. And I think in reality here, KD can be number two and number three because it doesn't really matter because he's a follower anyway. I think he can follow.
True, he is a follower.
And to me, it makes
I
sense
just don't see it happen.
Because Durant being the leader in Brooklyn, because that's what he was sent down to Brooklyn for in the first place, it went to shit. Let's be honest. We all saw what happened. We all saw what happened in that 2020-21 playoff.
It went to shit because
Game 7
they got Kyrie and Harden.
Yeah.
Well, they got Harden.
They got Harden
at the trade deadline.
Right. Yeah. And the thing of it was that it was never going to work because KD did all the work. Harden was too distracted. Kyrie didn't know how to be a leader. Still doesn't.
It was free big egos. You got free superstar level players on your team.
But I don't think it was Harden's ego. I think Harden just didn't have the heart to do anything. He just didn't have the heart to really go out there and have one. I don't know if he really did.
And he's still stuck on being a strip club and stuff.
And Kyrie was stuck on Bill, the Earth's flat.
Yeah, his vaccination status.
Like that whole thing was a crapshoot from the word go when they had vaccination for the entire public. Let's be honest, it was. That's the truth. And KD was the only one that was focused that season. And now,
really, like I said, like he said, the main reason it didn't work because of Kyrie.
That's what I'm saying.
I feel like that's the main reason.
So why would he then trade then with him to go to Los Angeles? And for what reason? It doesn't make a lot of sense. It doesn't make sense. God, why would he move halfway across the country?
Imagine KD and Kyrie getting traded to LA.
It just would never work.
How would that work?
It would never work.
No, honestly, no.
You would have to give up LeBron.
No, they would have to give up Anthony Davis. There are rumors that Anthony Davis might get traded.
Yeah, of course they should trade Anthony Davis. What the hell's he done with the Lakers anyway?
We'll probably do like a KD Kyrie swap for Anthony Davis, Westbrook, Taylor and Tucker,
right,
and a bunch of future first picks.
Yeah.
You know what? I won't be surprised if that's a trade package.
Yeah.
I won't be surprised if that trade actually happens.
But for both KD and Kyrie, or just for KD or just for Kyrie?
For both KD and Kyrie.
Okay. Well, actually, it's a really good package.
Yeah.
The only thing
KD and Kyrie for AD.
The only thing is, though, what do you do after
Westbrook?
Because you trade away like half your starting rotation. You have to start.
Not even.
That.
Not even. It won't even be the starting rotation. Just be like.
That would be your starting rotation. That is your whole starting
rotation.
It'll be. What do you mean?
Aye.
Anyway.
Like I said, KD and Kyrie for Anthony Davis, Westbrook, Taylor Horton Tucker, a bunch of first-round picks, and probably some other young player.
So what do you do with LeBron then? Because LeBron's not fit. Did you put LeBron in that trade package or no?
No. LeBron's going to stay in LA.
That's not going to work. You got a $50 million contract extension. They got another $50 million, and then you got LeBron Jason's money. They're not going to afford that.
AD's still making big money.
And that money would still be going to him.
Honestly, I think Westbrook isn't Westbrook like the fourth highest player?
Yeah, but they're not going to pay both Westbrook and AD's contract. That's not going to work.
But in order for the trade to work, yes, their contracts will offset.
But okay, Well, yeah, but is Brooklyn going to be able to pay off both contracts with the salary cap they have?
Yes, because the salaries would switch over.
How would both their salaries change?
Because both their salaries are getting traded to LA,
Right.
and their salaries are getting traded to Brooklyn. Do you not know how trades work?
I know how the salary works for that, but what I'm saying is, can Brooklyn as a team, with their salary cap, afford to pay both Anthony Davis and Russell Westbrook? I don't think they can.
Let me see.
Even if you trade away KD, Kyrie's contract, you ship those contracts. I understand that logic.
Westbrook's making like $47.1 million. How much is AD's contract?
I think AD's contract might actually hurt. It might even be worse.
Anthony did no.
Or it might be actually no. I think both because you got both who are obviously also again.
So Anthony Davis is making
Anthony Davis is
$38 million. Kevin Durant's contract. I know.
All I'm saying is for the KD trade to happen. Here's my opinion.
Kevin Durant's contract.
It has to be this for this. KD.
Kevin Durant is averaging $48 million.
Yeah, I knew that. I was wondering about Russell Westbrook.
So look, Kyrie's contract, he just opted into his play option. He's making $37 million.
Well, 36.9, yeah.
36.9, basically $37 million. KD's making $48 million. Westbrook's making $47 million. AD's making $38 million. Those would offset.
Oh, I know that. I think.
So that would work from a financial standpoint. So both teams will be bound.
I just can't see how LeBron James a power forward and Kevin Durant a power forward.
In reality, KD and Kyrie, either one of them can play small forward or power forward.
Kyrie can play small forward?
No, I mean KD and LeBron.
I was going to say, Kyrie can't even play.
Since KD's taller, he can definitely play power forward.
Yeah,
LeBron small
but
forward.
LeBron wants to be the power forward and small forward. He wants to ball for himself. He wants to be the point forward. Do you not understand how this is not going to work for the Lakers? It's not.
KD, LeBron has played with Kyrie.
What's worse?
Before.
What's worse? Playing with Harden or playing with LeBron if you're KD at this point? And I'm not talking about LeBron, the younger days of LeBron. I'm talking about the LeBron that we have now that can't even keep his right his ankle together.
What would be worse?
Might as well be having putting staples on his groin and putting staples on his ankles.
I mean, same thing with Harden.
Harden's not injured, bro.
His hamstring. He's having a lot of hamstring problems over the past few years.
At least he has somewhat of a drive still, and he can actually play more games than LeBron.
Honestly, do you not see Harden play sometimes? It looks like he doesn't even try.
He doesn't. It's so fluent when he makes layups. It's so
exactly, LeBron.
And it's so fluent when he makes the threes. Have you seen him take a 3-point shot? It doesn't even look like he even tries to take a 3-point shot. It just goes in.
I mean, sometimes hey, he has a loose ball. It was like this one clip where the ball was rolling, he was following it, and some players got it and took it.
That was I don't really count that in consideration. And LeBron would have the exact same thing. Did you see the clip where he was trying to play defense and the guy went around him? And LeBron made no effort.
I'd rather. It's kind of hard.
That's what I'm saying. It's a tough question. I can't.
Either way, I see they lose. Either way, you're losing. It's hard. It's a ball.
It's a lose.
Hogging, but never try sometimes. LeBron ball was like shots at his when one single thing goes wrong.
It's a lose-lose either way for both teams, for the Lakers and the Nets. I'm telling you, the Celtics have a better package here, in my opinion. It's better cap space at this point. Instead of throwing away $200 million combined, which is basically the Brooklyn Nets at this point to pay off for these Laker players. That's what you're doing. At least in this case here, you're trading away because at this Daniel Tice right now going to Indiana with East Coast right now. That's out there. At this point, they're in Indiana now. Brockton's in Boston right now. Okay, fine. You get KD here for the following year, and listen to this trade: Tatum, Williams. And I think, Marcus Smart's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
I don't think this. I just don't.
I just can't see the Suns throwing $10 million. Maybe have $10 million or $12 million in the hole for both second league. I just don't see that happening, and I just can't see KD ever saying, "Oh, I don't want to." Let me put it to you this way: he couldn't do it with Russell Westbrook when they're up 3-1 in Oklahoma City. I go back to the same conclusion every time because it might as well be the exact same thing right now. This past season, right now, when they're down 3-0 against the Celtics, they got stopped, right? Yeah. So why would he piss out to this again with a guy who can't stand the court, doesn't want to show
at this point? KD asking for a trade is just asking for him.
Basically, trying to get Steve.
He's basically asking to go through that shit again. Exactly. Just asking for a trade. So regardless, whatever happens to Kevin Durant, he's gonna lose, no matter what the situation is.
Unless he goes to Boston, that's really his only winning team, or Toronto. Toronto is actually. Let me pull this up real quick because I think there. Did you have the post from the? I don't even know what post this came from. It's on Instagram. It was trade possibility right now for Kevin Durant. I don't know if it was NBA TV that had it or what.
I saw like trips. I think I have that post saved on Instagram.
Do you have it saved?
Like rarely, the Celtics on that. I just don't see it.
To me, I think the trade package makes more sense here because you're actually getting some great talent back.
It makes
and you're getting great depth.
It makes sense, but I just don't see it happening.
I do. I see Grant Williams being traded. I can see.
I mean, do I see Grant Williams getting traded regardless? Yeah, most likely.
I see Tatum getting traded. I can see Williams getting traded. I can see. Oh God, who's another one that can get traded at this point? That I don't think should see.
I don't see Tatum getting traded. I just don't.
Let's see. Because really,
just because I just don't see the Celtics trading Tatum. Unless it's like some stupid shit.
Here's my opinion. I think you trade away Derek White, Williams, and Tatum. That's it. I think that can happen. I make that today. I make that today.
You would, but I just don't see it happening.
I would. If I'm Brad Stevens, if you're listening right now, you are the current GM, by the way, and congratulations so far on your two greatest moves so far as GM, by the way. And that's not me being sarcastic.
I mean, he doesn't need to make any moves.
The Gallinari move and the Brocky move, pure genius. You get KD here, you might get GM of the year, in my opinion. I'm calling it right now. If you get Kevin Durant right now, you'll get GM of the year, in my opinion. Period.
I feel like he's GM of the year already.
I don't know. With two low moves, I mean, yeah, you're under the cap, I guess, and stuff like that. But to me, it's like, so far, it's like, eh. But we do have the things that happened in free agency so far. Let's get started with what happened so far. So we already know about John Wall going to Clippers. We already mentioned that.
Yeah.
We already know now.
Speaking of trades, this happened yesterday, I believe.
That did surprise me.
That surprised me.
And I don't know why they now have two centers.
It kind of makes sense. No, you could play Karl Anthony out forward.
No, because I think Towns could be your center.
Gobert is a pure center.
Right.
He can't shoot. Towns can shoot.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, yeah, you're right. Yeah, Gobert could be a good center.
And Towns isn't that good at defense.
Yeah.
Gobert, isn't he the reigning defensive player of the year?
Yeah.
Multiple time reigning defensive player of the year.
So let's see.
So really, that trade kind of makes sense.
It does.
For the T-Wolves to strengthen their defense. For the Jazz, it's a big loss though, because right now all they have is Donovan Mitchell and no one else.
I think Mitchell might lead at Utah. I think
he most likely.
I think he would. I mean, at this point,
I think he would.
I thought he'd go to San Antonio with Gallinari because I thought Gallinari was going to stay in San Antonio. I think he got waived.
But the Murray trade.
Yeah, and John Murray got traded too. I look at it like this. I can see this happening.
No, not that line. Now that we just talked about that, that trade was kind of surprising. Of all teams that DeJounte Murray got traded to, the Hawks. DeJounte Murray's a point guard. Trae Young's a point guard.
You give what Murray a shooting guard. He's got the height for it.
But
he's got the ups for it. He's got the defense for it.
It was just so random. I was like, wow, Murray got traded to the Hawks.
The Hawks are gonna be a really good team this year.
I can
see them now being the top 5 in the conference right now for the playoff run here. I mean, they're the de facto team in the Brooklyn Nets spot right now, basically, because it's between Miami, Boston, and Atlanta would probably be top 3 teams, and Milwaukee would be 4th.
Mm-hmm.
Toronto might be back in that conversation. Philadelphia, who the hell knows? I mean, at this point, either Harden did Harden resign? No, he didn't resign yet, right? Didn't he decline his option or renew his option? I think, or something like that.
He's declined it to. I think didn't he sign a new deal? He signed a 2-year deal just for stability reasons, I believe.
Yeah. So I'll give you what the free agency looks like so far. I looked it up right now. So Garland had agreed to a 5-year, $193 million maximum designated rookie contract extension with the Cavs, and the deal is up to worth $231 million. That's a huge deal for the Cavaliers. Probably one of the biggest deals yet. Does Cleveland an upstart team? Who knows? I mean, they could be the best. They're probably better than I don't know. And I say could be. I'm not saying it's definite, but it could be a possibility. Zach LaVine had a 5-year, $215.2 million max contract with the Bulls. That's a huge deal, and it was necessity. They kept him for the Bulls to keep him. a really worthy playoff team. I mean, I don't know if they're going to be the top 5 as far as good teams go in the playoffs, but they could be a 6th or 7th best team. I mean, right now, I mean, who knows? I mean, the Cavaliers could be your 7th seed, the Bulls could be your 6th seed, Toronto could be your 5th seed. Philadelphia might be the fact if Harden doesn't resign.
No, he's going to resign. He already said he's going to resign.
But let's say that he doesn't. Let's just say that something else comes along the way right now. Let's say another team's interested in getting him, they get him. Where's Philadelphia placed at this point if he's not back in the team, per se?
Sorry, what?
If Harden's not back on the team, let's just say.
I already said that stuff.
Wait a minute. I didn't even read the rest of this. Hold on. I doubt Joe will want to drive back to Providence. Yeah, I don't want to drive back to Providence. Just to come back to work. Plus, Joe is picking up some of his
co-workers.
Why'd you put roll? You didn't put co. You put a V in there.
Oh.
Dumbass. There's no co. Wow. Anyway, track there. Let's see. Extension. Gary Payton agreed to a 3-year, $28 million deal with the Portland Trail. That's a huge move right here. I really was convinced he was going to stay in Golden State, or at least get moved to like maybe a team like Chicago, maybe, or Milwaukee. But to go to Portland with Lillard, I mean, I don't know. Does that mean Lillard's out the door? Is Gary Payton a bench guy at this point? Like
Gary Payton's a bench guy no matter what. He's never been.
No, I know.
He's never been a full-blown starter.
No, I know.
Can he?
But
I feel like he could.
He can't be a starter. I feel like.
But
and
he's not going to start over Lillard.
Yeah, you never know.
Or
Lillard could be on his way out the door.
That's how he most likely is.
Trying to join the KD. I mean, I'm just saying.
What if there's like a Damian Lillard for Kyrie swap?
That might work.
It might work
I
too.
already said this before. It could be possible in Boston.
Oh, there'll be like a huge trade between Brooklyn and Portland.
Here's what I would do right now at this point.
When KD and Kyrie go to Portland, in return, the Nets would
Can I
get
ask you a question?
Damian Lillard,
Would you trade
Shannon Sharp.
Would you trade away right now Al Horford right now for Lillard? If KD were with Boston, would you trade? If there was a trade,
That would make no fucking sense.
right? Well,
Al Horford right now, he's what, 36, 37?
how is Lillard?
Like 30, I believe.
Lillard's not 30.
And Lillard's in his prime.
Yeah.
Horford's not.
Horford can still be in his prime a little bit.
Can still be.
He can still be.
Horford
You got Nurse.
Horford's a reliable.
Horford's a reliable.
In this stage of his
anyway.
career, he's a reliable veteran.
Yeah,
He's not the all-star that he used to be.
No, I
He's just a
know.
reliable veteran.
No, I know.
But you talk about Al Horford for Damian Lillard or
Yes, that's what could happen.
straight.
Horford could be a realistic defensive player. You got Nurse on that team now, and you got Gary Payton on there.
Do you hear the trade offers that you be saying sometimes?
Yes, I do.
That has to be one of the stupidest trade offers I ever heard you say.
I'm just,
Al Horford right now
I'm just
for Damian Lillard straight up.
Listen, I'm just straight up bullshitting with you.
No, I don't care.
I'm just bullshitting.
It's
That trade would
stupid.
never happen. That trade would never happen.
That trade wouldn't happen
I just want to see the look on your face.
Listen. because you do it all the time and it's stupid.
I do. That's why it's funny.
That's like saying you would trade. That's like saying you would trade like
Actually, no. You are.
like Grant Williams for Kevin Durant straight up. Like there's no way in hell that would happen.
No, you give us a first round picks with right. I think to me here. God, this is tough.
That's racist.
Would you give up Smart for Lillard?
Straight up.
Straight up.
You'll need a lot more than Smart too.
I don't know. Because you got Gary Payton there now, and really, what else do you need in your Portland? I mean, you got Payton, you got Smart, you got Nursing.
Really, that team needs everything except for a point guard, unless they
get.
get rid of Damian Lillard.
I think they could get Donovan Mitchell in trade.
Right now, yeah, they
If
just drafted Shannon Sharp, and I guess they're like, hey,
because you really don't need a package. If you've got like a triple team swap here, here's another way to think about this. Right now.
Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, because Mitchell's not going to want to stay in Utah without Gobert. Who else is there besides Conley? There's nobody else there. Think about it.
And Conley's old.
That's what I'm saying. Why would he want not to keep playing with a like old veteran at this point that really is not reliable? Conley's not that reliable. He's not that big clutch of a shooter, not that big clutch of a defensive player. What is he going to do for your team? It's just a waste of space at this point. So if you add in Mitchell, here's what I would do about that. You get Marcus Smart for Lillard and a trade package with first-round draft picks. You add in Mitchell in the trade. You swap the picks over with your former GM, Ainge, and you split the picks down the middle between Portland and Utah. It makes sense. It does make sense. Because you can't just stick all the trade draft picks to Utah and Portland doesn't get anything out of it besides Smart. You need at least some draft capital on this whole thing.
Sorry, I just right now WWE Money in the Bank is happening. Liv Morgan won the Money in the Bank contract.
Well, I kind of figured out that.
Thank God, it's her time. Like for real.
Anyway, Zion is nearing a 5-year rookie max contract extension with New Orleans worth up to $231 million. That's a good one.
Okay.
I like that.
The whole Zion Williams situation.
All right, go ahead.
And really, does he really want to play with the Pelicans?
I think he does.
He was healthy they said he had foot problems last year. But you see, there were multiple videos of him throughout the season dunking off his foot like it was nothing.
The more I think about it at this point, I think Zion is just there at this point for the money.
Yeah.
I think he is. But at the same time now,
in reality, he's only had one healthy full season.
But I'm starting to realize something here. You got McCollum still there. You got Ingram still there. Why would he not want to let his young talent at this point? McCollum, yes, who I've said some things about that he's not that great. He's under Village Shadow and he's average at best.
Who, McCollum?
Yeah, I've said that about him.
McCollum is really one of the most underrated players in the league.
Yes.
He deserves more recognition than he doesn't get.
That's why I shoot it from the hip from him. That's why I always say my piece. I say he's not that great. He's okay. He's good.
He's not good. In reality, he's all-star level. He's never been voted an all-star.
I can tell you now, I think if Zion...
Actually, wait, did he make all-star team?
If Zion doesn't want to play in this team, then he's insane. Because no one's going to want to...
I mean, he re-signed the contract, so he's definitely going to play with that team.
Did he sign it?
Yeah, he signed the rookie max extension.
He's nearing it says here. The other day ago. So I haven't heard anything about him signing anything. We already know about Jalen Smith, who signed with the Pacers. He got a 2-year, $9.6 million contract. There's more about this one right now. John Morant and the Grizzlies agreed to a 5-year, $193 million rookie max extension.
Well deserved there.
$31 million. Crosby has got a 4-year, $224 million supermax extension with the Wolves. Drummond signed a 2-year deal with the Wolves, which doesn't surprise me. $6 million. Dylan Wright is heading to the Wizards on a 16-year $1 million deal for 2 years. Guys was signing a 2-year deal with the Timberwolves for $18 million. JaVale McGee, this was one of the biggest surprises. Why? Because I don't know what kind of JaVale McGee we're going to get. Is he a bench player? Is he a starter at this point?
What was his contract?
Is he a replacement for Boban?
To
me, I think this might have been a mistake. I think I would have stuck with Bobo. Because to me, I don't think McGee's getting better. Don't get me wrong. McGee is getting better.
Yeah.
I just don't think that he's a good replacement for Bogdanovich.
McGee is old. He's like 34 years old.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, give him at least a $10 million contract, maybe for a year or two, but don't give him $20 million for 3 years, especially when he was somewhat okay productive, I guess, in Phoenix, I guess.
Lonnie Walker and the Lakers agreed to a 1-year, $6 million. That's actually kind of a smart signing.
That's what I'm saying.
Low key smart.
It's low key, not too big of a deal. Right money, good. Mm-hmm. And Patty Mills is going to stay with the Nets, which wasn't surprising because no one else really wanted him anyway.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about Marvin Bagley's extension.
Yeah.
Devin Booker
got an extension.
Bobby Portis.
That was, what was it, 4-year, $214 million?
Yeah.
Did it end up being $225 million that afterward? Because I know Nikolai Jokic's deal changed too. It was like $250 something else, and then now it's $270 for Nikolai Jokic.
Because Jokic got a super max extension.
Yeah, so did
Booker just got a max extension.
Malik Monk went to the Kings. That was a mistake. $19 million. That was for 2 years.
He's playing off his old teammate De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah, but is he going to be with them on the court though, starting wise, or is he going to be on the bench? That's the question.
Oh yeah, the Bobby Portis returns to the Bucks on a 4-year, $49 million deal.
And can you trust Sacramento at this point? You can't.
That was a smart one.
Oh yeah.
I mean, then again, smart on Portis because he opted out. It was $4.5 million play option.
PJ Tucker has finalized his 3-year deal with the Sixers for $33.2 million. That to me was an okay.
I'd say that's overpay.
It's a little much, but I think it's an okay move.
Yeah.
And Bradley Beal.
The biggest mistake.
This was a mistake. This was Gilbert Arenas 2.0 all over again. In my
opinion. No.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes.
Bradley Beal, I doubt we'll ever make a mistake. Gilbert Arenas did.
Well, yeah.
Remember what Gilbert Arenas did? He brought a gun into his locker room and tried to kill one of his teammates.
I'm not thinking.
I just believe this is a mistake on Bradley Beal's part, not the Wizards.
Oh, I think it is because Bradley Beal had a healthy season. That's the truth.
Had a healthy season? What do you mean?
Let's see. He's had a torn ACL right now. He's been injury prone. He's been
Bradley Beal.
He hasn't played a full season in a long time. Been like 2 or 3 years, right? Am I just wrong on those stats? Am I right on those stats? I'm pretty sure I'm right on those
2021, yeah, he played 40 games. 2020, he played 60. 2019, 57. 2018, 82. 2017, 82.
Oh, okay.
He's played 2 full seasons.
Okay.
2016, he played 77. Yeah, he has had a few injury issues, but he's still.
I think 5 years is too much though for a guy who just tore his ACL though. I'm sorry, or whatever he did. Did he tear his ACL? What was he out for this season for again, injury wise? Was it something with his wrist? Not his ankle, wrist, ACL, knee.
Injury 2021.
Tailbone. I don't even know.
I think it was a hamstring injury.
Hamstring. Okay. That's another thing.
No, but I believe it's just a mistake on Bradley Beal's part because he basically is signed up for 5 more years of mediocrity.
Yeah.
And failure.
Yeah. The Suns didn't want him.
The Wizards. Okay, let's go back.
Let me ask you.
The Wizards are a team that no one is going to want to sign with. No big names are going to want to go just because Bradley Beal's there.
What if Tatum gets traded there?
For what?
KD swap package. You give up some draft picks on top of it.
I'm talking about trade him to the Wizards.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
The Wizards don't have KD.
No, but what I'm saying is the Suns could go get KD. Tatum don't want to go play in Brooklyn. He wants to go play with his buddy in Washington. You bring in a big piece in like that. It's a 3-trade swap.
I'm talking about him. I'm talking about like a main player actually going to Washington.
Yeah.
What would Washington trade for them?
Draft picks. Either that or some bench players. Some depth.
That trade won't work because who's on the Wizards team that they could trade? Other than Bradley Beal, can you name anyone else on that team?
I can give you the.
Not looking them up like off the top of your head.
No, right now, I'm gonna look it up. This is my show.
Look it up. Stop being a bitch.
No, not being a bitch. I'm just being honest here.
No, looking up from the top of your head. Who do you know that's on that Wizards team other than Bradley Beal?
I'll tell you right now. If this thing looks up.
No. From the top of your head, right now. From the top of your head, can you name anyone on that Wizards team other than Bradley Beal?
It's hard.
Also, I can only name one. It's Rui Hachimura. That first round pick last year, Devin Aceveda. Exactly.
So you can't even think of it.
No, I know the player. I just forgot how his name's pronounced. Rui Hachimura and Danny.
I know what you mean. Yeah. I can give you the roster now. Who they can give up right now, and not go to Boston. Go to Washington. Go to Brooklyn, of course.
The Boston.
I can't say
the Boston.
Yeah, I know. I got an accent. You got to put on my accent.
You're not even from Boston.
It's a Rhode Island accent.
No.
Kyle Kuzma.
All right, I forgot Kyle Kuzma was on it.
Yeah, I was trying to give you.
It's still so bad.
I'll say this.
I totally.
Because right now, look at Kyle Kuzma.
Porzingis?
Yeah, they got Porzingis on the team.
When Porzingis on the Wizards?
He was traded there during the trade deadline.
That's racist, bro.
How do you forget this? Did you not know this?
I totally forgot.
Wow. For a guy who knows a lot of NBA stuff, you sure don't forget.
There's players that I know about, but you forget they're on certain teams. Hey, we've all. Vernon Carey Jr.
Wait. Now there's your trade package now. Since you just said Serpingus now, and whatever his last name is.
Porzingis,
Serpingus. It's the same thing.
They'll trade Porzingis.
Okay, Porzingis
Hachimura,
and Kuzma. Not much word. That's too much. You trade away Kuzma
for KD.
For KD to go to Boston, you get something out of Washington. Washington gets them. You got Tatum goes up from Boston to Washington. It makes a lot of sense. It works out. Those two guys, Kuzma and Porzingis, goes to freaking Brooklyn. I'm just saying. And you can get Joe Harris as well. Add it to a package deal. You get some draft picks out, swap out of it. You split the draft picks 50-50. I don't see how you lose. What do you think about that trade? I think it's a great trade.
I think it's stupid.
I think it's a great trade. I think it's out of your mind.
Because you don't know. Do you really know how much it'll take to trade for someone like KD?
Oh, I know.
Like true value.
Yeah.
That's chump change.
Okay.
Man, Porzingis isn't what he used to be.
Or, all right, in this case, then fine.
Kyle Kuzma
Forget.
is someone many people thought would be a superstar, but now he's a superstar.
Okay, Beal is 29 years old, right?
That's racist.
Would you rather have a Bradley Beal right now who's coming up a hamstring injury at 29, or Jason Tatum right now who's 24 years old in Washington?
Tatum, the hell?
Okay, good. Okay, good. So what about Tatum then to Washington?
Tatum's not getting traded from Boston.
Okay, all right. Well, that's true too. What if that does happen at this point?
I'll sue.
Okay, so
I'll call the cops.
So Katie comes to Boston. Tatum goes to Washington.
No.
How about Beal, Kuzma, and Porzingis to Brooklyn, while Grant Williams?
Okay, first of all,
there was a package deal that went along with this now.
Okay, first of all, you're throwing out all over
Tatum,
the place.
Williams.
Who will be traded for who, and what will the packages be for that certain trade?
You got Beal, Kuzma.
So what you're suggesting is a free team trade.
Yeah.
Who will be traded for who, and what team will they go to?
Katie would go to Boston for a couple of first rounders from Boston, and Washington would give up the 3.
That's it.
Yeah.
KD for a couple first round picks.
Right, but then the Washington players go to Brooklyn.
No, you got you got to like fully like lay out the trade.
That's what I'm trying to do.
You're saying KD will only get traded to Boston for a couple first round picks. That's it.
How many first round draft picks would you give up? And I'm thinking 3 or 4. 2 from Boston.
KD for just a few first round
2
picks.
from Boston.
It's KD.
Okay, can you let me finish my thought?
No. Remember what the name of the show is? It's Let's Interrupt You. I'm interrupting your ass.
No, I know. But here,
so he's saying
2 from Boston and 3 or 4 from Washington. With the 3.
I'm not talking about like
it's a 3.
I'm talking about
trade.
What would Boston trade to Brooklyn for KD? Not what Boston and Washington would trade. What Boston would trade to Brooklyn to get KD to come to Boston.
3 first round draft picks.
That is fucking stupid.
With
what player or players? It's definitely going to take a lot more than just 3 first-round draft picks for someone like KD.
I think
unless those first-round picks become like superstars, there's no fucking way that trade would work.
I would say you give up.
Unless the motherfuckers can see the future.
Okay, Grant Williams.
Shut up, bitch.
No, Grant Williams.
Grant Williams.
You added defensive value. I was going to say Daniel Tye. He's traded to Indiana, so that kind of throws that whole thing away.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think. Because at this point, there's no center on that team right now, right? Other than
on
that,
the Celtics?
Yeah, other than that, Cornette, he sucks, so he's not getting any value. Nick sucked with Washington, with Indiana yesterday. Mm-hmm. And I think
and Aaron
Sam Hauser was part of that trade, too. And Neesmith was part of it. So there's
for the Brogdon trade?
Yeah, it was. I think it was like 5 bench players that got traded. I'm pretty sure. Because Ty's, I mean, you could argue it's a start.
The Malcolm Brogdon trade. Let me see.
I don't even know this. I watched Felger and Maz yesterday. Again, shout out to them. But
for the Malcolm Brogdon trade, when they even said who was involved in that trade.
I think in this case, you could argue.
Because honestly, it was chump change what Boston gave up.
Right.
I know Aaron Neesmith was part of the deal. A 2026 first round pick.
All right, I'll give you the something I want to give up. Okay.
That's racism right there.
All right. Forget Grant Williams, because that's off the table now at this point. I'd give up Robert Williams, Derek White, and hold on, I need this back for a second. And I would give up
Robert Williams, Derek White,
and I would give.
I say Peyton Pritchard.
I say Peyton Pritchard too. Those are 3 players you give up right there.
Aaron Neesmith, why is he still on the roster? He got traded.
No, it needs to get reset. It needs to get reset the app itself.
So Derek White, Robert Williams, Pritchard,
and the 3 first round picks.
3 first round draft picks. I think they'll have to add in like Marcus Smart. You know, if that to work, they would have to add like a.
All right.
You can't get a superstar player for a few bench players.
All right. Well,
Matt Ryan.
no.
Most likely it'll probably
You
be
gotta add Tatum then.
not Tatum.
You can't add in Brown because Brown's more of a fighter. They don't want two quite because you don't want two bad personalities in the team. You want to have like a mismatch of 50-50. Brown's a 50-50 when it comes to on the court stuff, head in the game stuff like that. Brown's got more head in the game than Tatum does half the time. You want to have two guys on the team that have these head.
Okay, honestly, how would this trade work how would this trade work without trading Tatum or Brown?
Well,
Now, this is what I would say.
No.
Trade first of all, JD Davidson.
That's not going to work. That wouldn't work in a million years.
Davidson,
He's going to end up in a G League game before the season starts anyway.
Davidson, Smart, Robert Williams, Grant Williams, and Derek White. And I'd say like 6 future first round picks.
6 from the Celtics?
Yeah. I mean, we don't even need those first round picks anyway. Our team is set for like the next 6 years anyway.
Weren't there first round picks given up the other day, or just some picks were given up in the Malcolm Brogdon trade?
Listen, we'll even give up Coach Udoka.
No,
Just kidding.
that's stupid. That's
kidding.
stupid. No, actually, no.
Right.
I'll give you. Hold on. I'll give you this one. Robert Williams third.
Without Tatum and Brown in the
Grant
trade.
Williams. Okay. You know what? I just thought of it because it's a 3-team trade. So 6 round, first round picks. What would Washington give up in this case then?
Okay, so if it's a 3-2 team, you got to balance everything.
Right.
So who would Boston trade to Brooklyn? Who would Brooklyn trade to Boston? Who would Brooklyn trade to Washington? Who would Washington trade to Brooklyn? And who would Boston trade to Washington? And Washington trade to Brooklyn?
I would say Joe Harris goes to Washington in the ordeal, and you trade away.
Honestly, that's kind of hard to situate.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So Joe Harris would be traded there.
Honestly, isn't there like a trade tracker?
Yeah.
No, I mean like a trade.
No, ESPN has it.
NBA trade.
Yeah, they have a trade tracker.
Trade machine.
I'll give you the trade machine right now. Like, we're almost running out of time, actually. Oh God, I've got my. Where's the trade tracker in this thing? God damn it!
Just look it up. All right, we're gonna try to work.
We're gonna try to work this out. We're gonna figure this out.
No, I don't care how long it takes.
We're gonna take this all night to do it, which I hope it doesn't.
Trade, not tardy. Trade.
Yeah, that.
That's what I'm doing. Looking up trade machine.
I can't wait. Fuck! I just want to type it in. Oh, here. Trade machine.
I think you can only do it on a website online.
Damn it!
All right,
Forget it.
Boston.
I think Bradley. I think so.
Oh, team one.
Here's another way to think about this.
Boston.
If it's a 3-team trade here,
Team 2.
would Washington get up first round picks to Boston? Then
Brooklyn.
Bradley, you don't get traded.
Team 3. Washington. I somewhat laid out the trade. So KD to Boston. Who would get traded from Washington?
Beal, Kuzma, and
Bill can't get traded because he just.
Well,
According to this, he's still. So we got a trade between Boston and Brooklyn. Forget Washington. Fuck y'all.
Okay.
They got negative $24 million cap from the Wizards.
Oh, I got that useless then.
They completely useless.
All right, so that actually kills.
Brooklyn has basically negative $40 million in cap room, and Boston has negative $31 million.
Well,
so KD to Boston.
KD hasn't been traded yet. That's why. If KD was not on the roster, that would clear up pretty good.
Well, they got Trixon. So let's see. I'll put in Pritchard. Braces.
By the way, here's some
Williams,
story. Wait, as he's doing
White.
it, AJ Reeves is going to be joining the Boston Celtics summer team in Vegas. So they'll be playing summer league basketball starting July 9th. Just want to let you all know that in case you haven't figured it out yet. But July 9th.
AJ Reeves this is stupid. I can't even add.
Oh yeah, Buddy Boeheim signed a 2-day or some kind of 2-way contract with the Pistons for the summer league. So
this is stupid. I can't add draft
Jim
picks.
Boeheim's son is now a Piston. And Leandro Ball right now is currently on the Charlotte Hornets. That's other NBA news that we have right now, as far as we know. You haven't figured anything out yet?
No, unfortunately, I can't it said this trade successful. I put Kevin Durant for Marcus Smart, Derek White, Robert Williams, and Peyton Pritchard.
That actually would work. I actually would think that.
But the only thing that sucks is that they'll most likely will have to add draft picks, and I can't add draft picks on this.
No, the image you can't add draft picks.
Honestly, this is a trade I wouldn't be mad at.
Right, but if you're gonna get a first round draft pick out of that, that's way too many players to give up. Then it was just too cheap system. Because you just said 6 first round draft picks. I know you didn't.
How many players were traded for James Harden when Harden first got traded from Houston to Brooklyn?
How many teams traded for him?
How many players were involved? So let me see.
I don't remember.
There was a good amount of players involved in that trade.
It might have just been 3 or 4. But you're talking about a player of the year. I'm telling you, that's a lot. I would give Tatum.
I'm just saying, remember the James Harden trade. It was
I think it was that much trade. Harden just gone out of Houston. I don't think they gave up that much of Brooklyn. I thought it was just a straight up trade.
No, it was a free team trade.
Oh, that's right. It wasn't a 3-team trade. It's right.
Between Cleveland, Brooklyn,
That's
and
right.
Houston.
It was Cleveland involved. Who was Cleveland out of it? Oh, they got
Jared Allen.
Yeah.
And Torian Prince.
Yeah.
And Karis LeVert.
Yeah, so it was 3 players, right? I think it was just 3.
Rockets to see Dante Exum.
Didn't Houston receive 2 players though?
No. It didn't really detail it right.
Anyway, yeah. But yeah,
okay, all I'm saying is it'll take a hell of a lot more.
I would say adding you got 2
4 first round picks.
4, yeah.
All unprotected.
That's what I'm saying. 6 is way extreme. I mean, I would get it if it was like someone like a Tatum maybe. If they were reversed.
Yeah, because remember the trade, the money has to
age.
situate.
That's what I'm saying too.
And that one situates.
That's what I'm saying. But I think Smart would be a little bit.
Actually, you know what? Let me try Brown in the trade.
Who?
Brown and Tatum.
Brown, Tatum, and Durant.
Let's trade.
You can trade them. I don't think that would work. It might work actually.
Brown is making $28 million too. Making more than Tatum.
That's what I'm thinking.
You got Tatum for the contract. Tatum has 4.
So
Does Brown have a player? I'll put Brown in the trade.
I think Brown might.
28 million, 44 million.
I don't know if Brown's got an option or not. I don't think he does.
Now I'll put Derek White in the trade.
So Brown and White for Durant.
So would that work? That will work too.
You know what? Try Tatum and White and see what happens.
I think it would be successful too. It's only successful because the money's offset.
Right.
But there'll definitely be like a lot more stuff.
I'm telling you that you I would say. You know what?
No, it sucks because I really can't add draft picks, and the trade will make more sense.
The trade machine only focuses on players who have contracts now with their salaries. That's the thing. It doesn't really focus on.
It would make a lot more sense if you could add draft picks to this. I said with Tatum.
Anyway, so
it'd probably be the same with Tatum. What, does Jaylen Brown have a player option?
I'm trying to imagine this right now. A trade that would have a team with a team of Lillard and Durant, Brogdon at shooting guard, starting shooting guard, and Brown small forward. No Tatum. Tatum would get traded to Brooklyn. I think if you do a trade with Tatum and you know what?
Yeah, the contracts are just basic. It's no player option or team option. It's just a basic.
Yeah.
Oh, it was his rookie extension. Both their contracts are rookie extension contracts.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think because if you trade Brown to Brooklyn, he's gonna want more money.
If he was getting traded to Brooklyn, I feel like Brooklyn would immediately sign to an extension.
Yeah. Would they do the same thing for Tatum?
Didn't Tatum sign his contract last year?
So did Brown. Didn't they both?
No, Brown was drafted a year before Tatum.
Right.
So he signed his contract.
Okay, so I think what you gave up here is Tatum and White. I think Tatum was the face of basketball last year from 2020, 2021. I think Boston had a new one, Jaylen Brown. I'm just saying, good work. You get rid of Tatum, you get rid of White, Kevin Durant, Brockton, Lillard is possibly traded or move or whatever the case may be. I think KD and Damian Lillard and Bosch be a hell of a series. I'm just saying. Because Lillard's never going to win a title with Portland. It's never going to happen.
He's never going to win a title.
So, how many draft picks would you give up for Lillard?
What team?
Well, he's going to be trading from Portland to Boston. If you're Boston, what would you give up for draft picks? Draft capital.
There's no point in trading for him since we already got Brogdon and Smart.
Oh, yeah, true.
Unless
Would you give up Smart straight up with draft picks?
they trade Smart.
I think he's Smart. Because Smart, look, here's the thing.
Smart for Tatum straight up.
Yeah.
Are you dead serious about that?
I'm kidding. No, but how many draft picks would you give up with Smart? With just Smart involved? And only Smart only. How many draft picks would you give up? Is it 5?
Probably like 5 or 6.
Yeah. So 5 draft picks and Smart. That actually would work.
That
actually would make a lot more sense.
Also, I kind of like fooling around with this trade machine thing.
Because Lillard and Smart, and here's the thing, Lillard can play some great defense too, you know. He can.
Yeah, you can.
And he's a clutch 3-point shooter. He's a clutch fourth quarter guy. Smart really isn't.
Portland.
I mean,
Damian Lillard to Boston.
Smart gets his ego in the way.
Why is Phoenix in this trade? No.
Yeah, why is Phoenix in this trade? Does Phoenix want Marcus Smart now?
I think they do. Get out.
I don't know.
No, I don't want them fucking.
Because right now. Anyway,
Damian Lillard is making $42 million, so Smart.
Yeah.
No, that went away. Smart's in it. Oh, Smart just. I'll probably think of it. Smart. Richard in there. I will have to put Derek White in there. Oh, we need one more player. Daniel Tyson's even on the team. I guess Grant Williams. No, I don't want freaking Cody Jones. No, I like playing around this thing. Will this trade work?
Sweet. All right. Sweet.
It would. Damian Lillard to the Celtics for Marcus Smart, Derek White, Grant Williams, and Peyton Pritchard.
So you need. Oh yes, you need to go more. Yeah.
You got budget the money.
Whatever, it's worth it. I do it.
You would do that trade?
Yeah,
I would too. To be honest,
because if you couldn't do it just straight up with draft picks.
I mean, probably a draft pick or two would have to be included in that trade.
Well, yeah,
Like,
but if there's no draft picks involved, and it's just those 3 players for Lillard,
then that would be kind of stupid.
right? Yeah, 5 draft.
In reality, it would be a robbery from the Celtics. The Celtics would win the trade.
Oh, for sure, no question about it.
Because none of those players that were included in that trade are really scorers. Well, except for
And Robert Williams can't say how they save his life anyway.
Well, except for Derek White, but he doesn't go out and give you like 15. Well, he does give you like 15. He can't give you like 20 points per game.
So other than the Celtics debacle argument here or debate here that we had on the show here, there were a lot of other free agency signings, I believe. Or did we already go over already? We all went over back.
What's the major ones? The extensions, etc.
Yeah.
Hey, then Victor Oladipo re-signed with the Heat.
Yeah, we did re-sign with the Heat. He signed a 1-year, $1 million with the Heat.
No, for real. Talk about fumbling the bag. This man could have signed like a major extension a few years ago. Now he's on mid-level exceptions and little deals.
I'm going to tell you this now. I think Oladipo next year, and I'm being serious when I say this, I think he might just go back to Orlando. Orlando needs more help than they think here. They need a veteran.
Who would want to go to Orlando?
You got Paolo Banchero. You got
Yes,
Oladipo there.
but then again, even though it was the first overall pick, he's unproven.
Right.
Most of the talent in Orlando is unproven.
But you need a veteran leader, and right now, who the hell's a veteran leader in Orlando right now? You need one, exactly. And on top of that one, you could use.
You can use veteran experience on that team because there's all a bunch of young guys.
Right. And I think
they're the hot shit. They just need a veteran presence in that locker room to set them straight.
And I have a funny feeling about this, and I just have this funny feeling. I don't think Rudy Gobert's going to last in Minnesota. I really don't think he is. I just don't think he is. I look at it myself. Rudy Gobert, I don't know. Something about Rudy Gobert screams out like no potential in that team with Karl Anthony Towns. Because it's all about Karl Anthony Towns in that team. That's it.
Yeah.
I just
I mean,
can't.
heck, the only time they had another superstar was him, Jimmy Butler.
Right.
That's a year there.
Yeah.
He couldn't stand the Timberwolves.
That's what I'm saying, and I don't think Rudy Gobert's gonna like this. He's gonna like this move in Minnesota. I don't think he's gonna go with
Do I feel like Minnesota might be a little better? Yeah.
a little bit, but how much?
I'd say they're possibly a playoff team right now.
Well, they were a playoff team last season, but like, are they better than what they were last season?
I say yes. Defensively, yes.
Defensively, maybe.
Might be the same story as last year.
Exactly, and I think Gobert.
Once they're playing team,
They're gonna be no, they were 7, which they technically did win. I don't want to even compare 17 to play into anyway. That's kind of freaking stupid, but whatever.
yeah.
But I think Gobert might end up getting moved to Orlando with Oladipo. I can see a team with Oladipo and Gobert because honestly, Oladipo's pretty good defensively too, somewhat. Not great. He's not locked down straight up, but he's a pretty good defender defensively. I think you add him in there with Gobert and you Paolo Banchero. That could be a really solid team.
Banchero.
And solid, I mean like solid 6 or 8 seed team.
Mm-hmm.
But we are all out of time. It is 9:05 officially. We're running a little bit late with plans here. We got other things to do.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry we couldn't be on here long enough. But we'll talk hockey on Tuesday.
Hey, we
We'll be
were off
talking
an
baseball
hour,
on
so
Tuesday.
yeah.
We'll be talking baseball. We'll be talking NASCAR. Probably
Any
not
more
NASCAR.
NBA news that might happen between now and then?
Yeah. Hit the like button. Subscribe. You know our social media. We're signing off. We gotta go. And drink water.
Drink water.
Signing off.
Bye.
Goodbye. Episode 60 next week.
Yep.